So, let's talk about Sokol. Sokol was a 25-year-old former professional hockey player who joined the Payday gang to assist in producing the BFD for the Golden Grin Casino heist. A skilled athlete, mechanical genius, former Rick Astley lookalike, Sokol was kinda good at everything. Is that a good representation of a solid, multifaceted character? Is it really lazy writing? I don't know. We're here to judge Sokol's $5 character pack as a build, not as an in-depth character analysis. I'll be pulling as much from the Sokol character pack as I can, and I will be supplementing with related weaponry or items as needed. Just a warning, and as with any of these builds, this is assuming you own Payday 2 Ultimate Edition and purchased each skill tree's infamy bonus. I'm also going to be using the Payday 2 Open Beta build, just for the sake of these are the skills that are going to be in the game. This is how the game is going to play in the future. It's closer to how Payday will eventually be than the current open build, but if you're going to use this build, just be wary. There's a lot of bugs, things aren't final, things can change, and your saves could go corrupt. I've backed mine up, back yours up. But with all those disclaimers out of the way, let's talk about his perk deck first. Grinder. Grinder is a regen perk deck that triggers on enemy hit. Each bullet you hit an enemy with will start some health regen, 4 health every third of a second for 4.2 seconds, though you can only trigger this once every second and a half, and you need either the light ballistic vest or the 2-piece suit to get the health regen. This nets 56 total health per stack, and while you cannot really max out these stacks, you can daisy chain them together to keep your health regenerating at a pretty consistent pace with a weapon that fires quickly and does reasonably low damage. Which is a stroke of luck, considering Sokol comes armed with the Valkyria rifle. Based on the AS Val, the assault rifle designed for the Russian Spetsnaz Special Forces team, the Val is unique in that it's got a built-in suppressor. I mean, it was designed for sneaking and ambushing after all. The Valkyria in-game doesn't have much competition aside from maybe the likes of the Clarion or the AM car, but those are still really not like this Russian amalgamation of wood and metal. While the gun in-game clocks at 4 rounds a minute slower than its real-world counterpart, the stats all around are pretty serviceable. Good accuracy, good stability, 9 to 16 rounds per ammo pickup, and the recoil is really manageable, being a suppressed weapon and all. The big issue with the Valkyria, aside from a peddling damage stat, comes mostly in its small magazine size, 20 rounds out of the gate, and what that equates to is while the gun itself starts with 537 damage per second, over the course of reload after reload, that dips below 200. So while it's a great grinder gun, its usefulness in the long run must be supplemented by something stronger. Additionally, once upon a time, a specialized killer, or folks whose names rhyme with Don or Blois, might have gotten some use out of the suppressed by default Russian rifle for a damage boost, but nowadays we don't have access to that skill, or if you do, it's headed out the door very, very soon. Luckily, that's not the only silencer skill in the game. We can take advantage of the professional and optical illusions to bolster this weapon's accuracy, stability, and concealment further, which means we could very well run this as a dodge build. Right, we're running grinder, so we could run this as a crit build. Yeah, if we can get our whole build below 25 detection risk, we can score a 30% critical hit chance, which does headshot damage on body shots and doubles headshot multipliers if we get those helmets flying. So, yeah, let's do that. For the Valkyria itself, I'm going to outfit this thing with a compact laser module, a speculator sight or another -1 optical, and the solid stock. This build shouldn't need the prototype barrel, letting us keep our accuracy as high as possible. I mentioned that our secondary would need to be on the strong side, and while Sokol doesn't come with a secondary, I think an SMG will do wonders here. In particular, I am running the Tatanka SMG. Based on the PP Bison, the Russian counter-terrorist and law enforcement rifle with 1,000 rounds to its name, the Tatanka is closest to the Krinkov, and while the base game's powerhouse SMG has a faster rate of fire, better accuracy, shorter reload times, and a higher DPS per magazine, the Tatanka wins in having better pickup rates, concealment, DPS overall, and an absolutely incredible magazine size, 64 rounds to a mag, or 79 with surefire. A bigger and better suppressor, compact laser module, plastic grip as site of choice, and this Bison's ready to... Oh, I was going to make a Bison joke, but I kind of wrote myself into a corner here. What does a Bison mother say to her son as he set it off to college? Bye, son. I think I screwed that one up. The melee weapon. It's a hockey stick. It's weak, but it swings kind of quickly. Moving on. Core skills. I'm picking up Combat Doctor and Inspire Ace to help out my team, since I'm so mobile and can regenerate myself at will. Only fair. I use my powers to help my team. Die Hard Basic with Shotgun On, Bullseye, and Iron Man Basic to beef up the Light Ballistic Vest, since that's our only armor choice for Grinder aside from the suit. Steady Grip and Lock and Load Aced with Surefire Basic, Inner Pockets Aced for Concealment, Shockproof Basic for Shockproof, Aced Optical Illusions, the Professional in Low Blow to take advantage of our concealable, portable, silenced weaponry, and Swan Song and Up Yo Aced to clean out rooms if when we go down. For our throwable, I'm bringing Molotovs as the damage over time, fire does, plays very nicely with Grinder, our deployable is Dock Bags, and we're running the Light Ballistic Vest as previously expressed. So with this build, we are going to be using the Valkyria to grind up enemies quickly and quietly, and our Tatanka will be a headshot machine for when we start getting overwhelmed. I found the easiest thing to do with it is set it on single fire and grab headshot after headshot. If you're 1 or 2 tapping enemies, the 79 rounds per mag will go a whole lot farther. And again, disclaimer, I am playing the open beta, which did give a damage boost to the Tatanka, so it might take a little more work on the open regular branch of the game. But even then, even in the regular build, I'd say the Tatanka works just fine, and even auto fire, if you play with bots like I did here because I was crashing out of every other lobby, it's fine. It's a perfectly good build. It works pretty well. Sokol, you get a passing grade in my opinion. Just buy a bigger magazine, please. Well, there you have it. The Sokol Courage Pack does indeed produce a comprehensive build, no questions asked. The Valkyria is a little on the weak side, but that's fine. I honestly like the simplicity of this build, and as with Jacket's build, I will probably swap out a couple guns and keep running this outside of this video. The Clarion got a buff with this patch, and I might reach for the Kunai as my melee just for even more grinder stacks. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look into the Super Slick Super Soviet Sokol supply of supplementary weapons, and till next time, I'll see you around. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, I'd recommend subscribing. Patreon and social media links are in the description.